Hello and welcome to the webinar. This is an introductory webinar to Mural, where we're going to show you some basic features to get you started. Together with me today, I also have Grace Portillo and Jill Carlback from the Customer Success team, and they will help me to demonstrate some features for collaboration and will also contribute to the brainstorming session in this Mural. So in today's webinar, we're going to give you a short demonstration of some basic features that will help you work more effective in Mural. And throughout the webinar, you're welcome to ask your questions live as well. So if you look on the right side of your screen, you should see the webinar software. And inside this control pane, you will be able to find the Q&A section where you can add your questions. So in the middle of the webinar and in the end, we'll take some of the questions live, but Jim and Grace will also be chatting with you and answering questions throughout the webinar. And in this control pane of the webinar software, you will also be able to find a PDF with a quick guide with an introduction to some of the most important features to know in Mural. So you can go ahead and download the PDF from here as well. To start with, I wanted to do a quick poll as well. So I wanted to ask you which situation best matches your use of Mural. So while you're voting here on the features that you use in Mural mostly for, I'm just going to give you a short introduction to what Mural is. So basically what Mural is, it's a big whiteboard or a canvas that you can use in your browser. So you can think of it as a wall, a project wall where you can paste different images and sticky notes. You can do brainstorming activities, design activities, but you can also do project management and planning. So there's a lot of things that you can do. And since Mural is a cloud-based application, there's no need for downloading any software. You can just open up the application in your browser by going to mural.co and get started. So now I think that most of you have voted, so we're going to close the poll and look at the results. So here we can see that in today's audience, most of you are using Mural for design thinking activities like brainstorming or ideation, but there is also a couple of you that are using it for product service design, doing flow diagrams or wireframes. So in the end of the webinar, we're going to show you some use cases of these special usages of Mural as well. Okay, but now we're going to start the demonstration of the features in Mural. So if looking at my screen, you should see a white blank mural that I just opened up for purpose of this session. So if we look quickly on the interface, on the left side, you have a menu with different icons. This is where you can add content from. And in the bottom, you can see your avatar, where you can find the support section. And then you also have some more controls that I'm going to show you in the top part of the screen here. But let's start adding some content, should we? So the first part of the menu is the text menu. So here you can find different text tools that you can add to your mural. So we can start by adding a title here, the title of today's brainstorming session. So I can just drag the title out and start writing. So today's topic could be how might we make remote teams feel close? So this is something that we're quite often investigating and trying to improve for our users at Mural. So if I want to start to add some ideas on sticky notes, I can just drag and drop the sticky notes from the menu here as well. So if I want to start adding a first idea, this could be, for example, do daily video check-ins. It can be useful to see the faces of your collaborators to feel closer together. Then if you want to continue to add more sticky notes, you can just double click on the back of the mural to easily add another one. So here I can say, do lunch over conference call. So you can also see that Grace and Jim are contributing ideas. So while I was working on my ideas, Grace also came in here with some other sticky notes, and Jim as well. So everyone has their own individual view of the mural, but I can also see the cursors on my collaborators, so I can get a sense of what they're working on at the moment. So let's look at the next part of the menu. Next, after the text tools, we have some shapes and connectors. So I can just drag and drop a connector from here. So if I want to, I can drag out the arrow, and when you see that the top turns blue, it means that I connected to the other sticky note. So now these two sticky notes are connected together. You can use this to do flow diagrams, or you can do mind maps, or just basically connect ideas that are related to each other. And here we also have some shapes. These squares are quite commonly used in order to create boxes and frameworks where you can do exercises. So as you can see, you can, if you pull in the little blue dot in the bottom of the box, you can change the size of it to make the size as big as you need. And you can also see that when you have the box marked with the blue border, you get this context menu where you can change the background color of the area, and you can also change the border if you want to. So next on the menu here, we can find some icons. So we have loads of different new icons. Actually, some of them are just added in the last couple of weeks. So go in here and explore the new selection of icons. So to add an icon, you can just drag and drop it to the mural. You can use these icons to, for example, categorize different sticky notes, or maybe you want to highlight a specific idea that you think is specifically good. And this can also be like a visual cue that can help you categorize your ideas quicker. And next in the menu now, we have something called frameworks. I'm going to show you a little bit closer what you can do with the frameworks later, but I'm just quickly going to show you what types of frameworks you can find here. So you can find different grids, different lines. You can also find frameworks for businesses, design, etc. So there's a lot of different things you can do here. So next we have an integrated image search in the menu. So in this image search, you can search for images directly on the web. So I can search for example, conference call, something very related to remote work. So now we get up a lot of different images of conference calls. So I can just drag and drop to add images to the mural here, but I can also just click on an image in order to add it to the mural. So now I've got loads of images here. As you can see, the images have a caption when you add them as well. So if you want to edit the caption, you can just right click and choose edit caption. So then you can write your own text or make the text shorter if you want to. As you can also see, when I'm moving these images around, you can see that we have an auto alignment tool. So this auto alignment helped me create nice grids and make the mural look nicer and cleaner quicker. And I can also actually add images from my desktop. So I can either right click and choose here, upload files, either from Dropbox or from my computer. You have to be logged into Dropbox in order to do this. But I can also just drag up a folder and add documents from this folder. So here I have the PDF, for example, of the Mural Quick Guide, the same that you can download from the software, the webinar software control panel on the right. So here you can see how I'm uploading the PDF. So if I double click on this PDF once it's uploaded, sometimes it might be a bit slow, so I will try again. But I can actually also upload PowerPoint documents, Word documents, many different kinds of files. In this folder I also have some images, so I can also just drag and drop these images to place them on the mural. These images are a bit bigger than the other ones, so I'm going to go ahead and make them smaller as well. But you can not only add different images to your mural, you can also add videos and links to the web. So here we have a video of the mural application of the Microsoft Surface Hub, which is a huge touchscreen that you can use for like big conferences or meetings. So Mural also exists for this computer, this big touchscreen as well. So if I want to add this video to my mural, I can just mark the URL up here, and then I can copy the URL, and then I can simply paste it into the mural. So now I can add videos too. I can also have links to websites, or in this case, this blog post about creating team activity templates. If you go to our blog at blog.mural.ly, you can find a lot of different blog posts about method and process and different stuff you can do in Mural. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this article here in the Mural as well. And another place where you can get content from, you might have a spreadsheet or a Word document where you've been starting to write down your thoughts or ideas or data that you would like to take into a mural to analyze. We use Mural a lot for analyzing user feedback, for example. So here I have a spreadsheet. You can use both Excel and Google Doc, all types of spreadsheet programs. So if I want to get this data into the mural, what I simply have to do is just mark all the cells at once. I can mark them all with Shift like this. And then I just have to press copy. I go back to the mural and then I have to click once on the background of the mural, and then I click Ctrl V to paste the content. So as you can see here, each one of the cells in the spreadsheet turns up as a separate sticky note. And you can also see that the sticky notes are pasted inside this frame. This is what we call an area. So as you can see, if I move the area, I move it together with all the sticky notes inside as well. If I want to, I can also delete the area. So if I press the backspace key or the delete key, I will be able to delete the area. So I will get the question now if I want to delete the area only or the area with the content, but I'm going to delete area only. So now I have all the sticky notes freely accessible on the mural. So I quickly mentioned that you can, if you click once on any element, you will see a formatting menu appear on top of the sticky note. So here you can find different types of text tools. You can change the size of the font. You can change the text format. You can also add a border if you want to. You can change the color. If you hold down the Shift key and mark several sticky notes at the same time, you can actually change the color of all of them at the same time if they have the same properties. So you might have noticed that I've been zooming and panning quite a lot while working in the mural. So I'm going to take a moment to explain how you navigate a mural, because navigation and how to control the navigation controls is actually one of the most important skills that you have to learn to be able to work effectively in Mural. So right now I'm using a mouse. So there are basically two different navigation modes depending on whether you're using a trackpad or a mouse. So when I'm using a mouse and I want to zoom, I basically just use the scroll wheel on the mouse. And by doing that, I can zoom in and out. If I would have been using a trackpad, I would just have to pinch with my fingers to zoom in and out. And if I want to pan using a mouse, I will have to hold down the space key, and then I can just grab on the mural and move from side to side. This is very, very similar to how you would navigate in a Google map as well. So panning with a mouse, you just have to grab to move. If I would have been using a trackpad, I would just have to slide my fingers over the trackpad. And by doing this, I can move around the mural. I can actually also pan using the arrows on my keyboard. So if I want to pan using the arrows on the keyboard, but I want to move a bit faster, I can actually hold down the shift key and press like this. There are a lot of navigation shortcuts that can help you navigate quicker as well. So if you just press the question mark in the bottom left of your screen, you will find the different keyboard shortcuts. And here you can learn everything about the navigation shortcuts. So as I mentioned, there are two different navigation modes. You can either navigate using a mouse or a trackpad. So it's important to know where you can go to change these settings. So if you click on your avatar in the bottom left and you go to account settings, if you then press controls, you will find the two navigation settings. So if I would have been using a trackpad, I would have to check the box here. And then I can also see some instructions here. If I want to pan using a trackpad, I will slide 2 fingers. And if I want to zoom, I will use 2 fingers to pinch. But right now I'm using a mouse, so I'm just gonna stay with this option here. And panning using the mouse mode, you can see here, you hold down the space key and then you drag. And zooming, you can zoom using the scroll wheel. One last option for navigation. If you look in the bottom right part of your screen, you will see something we call the mini screen. So as you can see here, if you look at my avatar in the bottom side of the screen, you can see that I have a pink border around my avatar. And I can also see a pink area here in the top left of the mini screen. So this is where I am in the mural right now. And I can also see where Jim is with the blue area here. So if I want to move around the mural using the mini screen, I can just click on different parts of the mural. And this will quickly take me to another place. So I can go back here as well. And you can also use the minus sign and the plus sign to navigate the mural. Okay, so we're going to take a break in a couple of minutes to take some questions live about the features. So if you want me to repeat something, or if you want us to demonstrate any other features, you can add the questions in our control pane. But now Grace is going to help me demonstrate some collaboration features. Hi Grace, how are you?
Hi, Amelia. Thank you. Yes, I'll be showing collaboration features now. So Amelia will give me the screen sharing. The screen might go white for a second, but I'm taking control now for a second. Okay, now. So I'll be showing collaboration features, and I will start with invite feature. Here on the top right-hand corner, you see a pink button, share. There's different types of sharing your mural with your collaborators. So let me go open this window up. As you can see, there's different tabs. There's the Edit tab, the View tab, and the Embed tab. If you want to share your mural for collaborators to be able to edit, you need to click on the Edit tab and generate a link. By sharing this link, your collaborators will be able to edit. You can also input here an address, an email address, and hit done. If you want someone to review a mural but not have editing permissions, you can go to the View tab. This will generate a link, and you can share it with your collaborators if you want them to only review the mural. Embed option. The embed option is very helpful for you need to embed your mural in a website or anywhere else. So here is the embed code. it is generated. As Emilia mentioned before, everyone has their own view in Mural. The great thing is that while everyone is working together, you are seeing your individual view. But I can ask my collaborators to follow me so they can see what I'm seeing. Here is a follow me. You can go to your avatar, and as you can see, my border has just turned purple. That means Emilia is now following me. So I can just scan through my content the way I want her to see it, in the order I want to see it. This is very helpful for presentations, or if I want to point out a specific thing in the mural to my collaborators. My collaborators can also ask me to follow them. This way, Emilia is doing now. So I will follow Emilia, and now Emilia has control of the screen. Now she is panning through the mural, zooming in, and we're going through our content together. To exit the following feature, you can zoom out a little bit and you will have control of your screen again, as you see. I just moved that. Another great collaboration feature is the comments. Comment feature. I think annual meetup is play Pokemon Go together. Great one, Jim. Annual meetup. So here, if you do, there's two ways of adding comments. You can either right click and add comment directly, or you can also drag a comment from the bar. But let's do it the shortcut way, which is using right click. So now we'll add a comment here. Where could we meet up? So you can also leave a comment as in general, but there's also a tagging feature. If you do @ so I'll ask Jim this because I think Jim wrote this sticky. So once you tag a collaborator and hit save, they will receive an email that they have been tagged in your comment. So this is very helpful if you're not working at the same time in the mural. Let's see what else I could comment on. Jim answered New York City. Wow, that's good. That could be fun. There's another very helpful thing to communicate with collaborators. On the upper right-hand corner, right by the share button, you can see that there's a chat function, which is very helpful to just talk in general about the content on your mural. So this is a good way to be in sync with your collaborators. Right next to there's an activity feed, which helps you see who has done what on the mural. Also very helpful to be in sync with your collaborators. It's a while since it's a lot of content in the mural. Another good way to know what your team is thinking is this little square with a little dot is the voting feature. To start a voting session, let's say we want to know what our team thinks this is the best idea. You click here in the voting session and you start a voting session. Here you can select how many votes you want to give to your collaborators. Let's say 3. So I'll give 3 votes to our collaborators and I will start the voting session. Everyone will have this instruction box displayed in their screen. So to vote, you only need to click a card, and if you want to delete a vote, you can shift and click that card again, and the vote will return to you. The vote is secret, which is great. anonymous voting. So let's start the voting session. Let's say, as I did mention, I think annual trip is worthy of a vote. What else? Hack nights are always fun. And what else could I vote on? Fun fact of the day, that can make routine engage a little bit more. So I'll give a little more time for our team to finish up the votes. And once you want to finish the voting session, you click back on the little square with a dot, which is now pink because the session is ongoing. And then you hit end voting session. Everyone will display this voting results. So as you can see, I can see how many people voted and how many votes each sticky got. The voting results are overridden every time a new voting session is started. So I would suggest to copy the voting results and paste them in your mural, and so you can keep track of each voting session. Here, let's see. Okay, after we're gonna go on out to some questions. I'm gonna give back the screen to Amelia. So give me a second while I'll do that.
Thank you for the presentation, Grace.
No problem.
The screen might go black for a second now again while we're changing, but we should be back soon. Thank you, Grace. Now I have the screen. Okay, so I was looking at the questions a little bit while we were doing the collaboration. So one of the first questions we got was regarding tagging or color coding. If there is a way to tag different sticky notes before the session starts. So I would like to show you a quick tip on how you could do this. For example, we can do it over here. So what are the different categories I would like to have? It could maybe be high priority, and it could be medium, then it could be, oops, a sticky note. Then it could also be low priority. So then I would basically just assign different colors to these categories before the session starts. So I might put something like this. You can also use, instead of adding color codes for different priorities or categories, you could also add different color codes to different persons. So you could give each of the team members a particular color to work with. So I could give Jim this first one, Grace the second one, and then Emilia the third one. I would also like to show you a way you could use this together with the voting results. So after you do a voting session, only the last voting result will be saved. So something that is very useful to do is to basically copy the different sticky notes that got the most voting results. So right now I'm using the shift button to mark several sticky notes at the same time. And then I'm using Control D to duplicate them. So now I have a duplicate of these sticky notes. Okay, so now I know that this idea got 1 vote, this one got 1 vote as well, and this one also got 1 vote, and the rest of the ideas got 2 votes. So then I can create different groups here. I can color code them to make the group more collective. So the first ones here. So this idea's got 2 votes. And this idea's got 1 vote. So the most useful thing I think about using color coding in Mural is that you can also change the color coding later. So if you start using the color codes that are added here on the top for priority or for team members, I can actually reorganize the color coding afterwards and change the color code. So for example, I gave the different ideas that got different amounts of votes, other colors afterwards. And this is something I wouldn't be able to do in a physical brainstorming session with real post-it notes, because then the paper post-its would have one color in the beginning and you wouldn't be able to change it. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Do we have any else we should look at, Grace?
Yes, here Shonda has a very interesting question related to one of the features that I showed, the share feature. She's asking if everyone that the mural is shared with needs to have an account. I've already responded to her privately, but I thought that this can be helpful for everyone. If you share it view only, this is, the mural can be shared for 2 people that don't have a mural account. If you share the view link, you will jump in directly to the mural. Then we have another question regarding if there's any way, what is the best way to export your content?
Okay, let's look at this. So as Grace touched upon, after you finish your brainstorming session, you might want to share the results with others. So the first way we would recommend that you share results or share a mural with people would be to either use the share option here, where you can invite someone to be able to edit the mural. So this would also allow the person to become a member of your team, so they would count as a full team member. If you want to share a mural with someone, but without making them a team member, you can just share them the view only link here. So these are the first options that we usually recommend you to use if you want to share a mural. But there are also a couple of different ways that you can download murals, either to maybe save it for backup, or you want to include some images in a presentation, or maybe you want to share a mural with someone who doesn't have access to the mural account. Or so if you look at the name of the mural up here in the top left, if you click on the little arrow here, you will see a new context menu that pops up. So in this menu, you can, the first option here is to share the mural. This is the same one that I just showed you. But then we also have the option to export a mural as an image. So if you click on this button once, Mural will generate a share link that will be sent to your email. So in a couple of minutes, up to maybe a couple of hours, depending on the size of the mural, if the mural has a lot of images and a lot of content, it might be a bit bigger. So then it might take a bit longer time for the application to generate the image. But if you click on export as image, you will receive a link to your email, and through this link you will be able to download this image of the mural. So something to think about, if it might be that the mural is a bit heavy or many people are trying to export at the same time. So please don't click this export option more than once, because then you might actually contribute to slowing down the process more. So try to click this button once and wait for the mural to reach your email. And then we also have the option to download your mural as files. So this will deliver, instead of an image to download, you will receive a zip folder to download. And this folder will contain both all the images that you added to your mural, but also a text document with all the text that you added to the different sticky notes. and all the links that you've added to the mural. So this is also a very great way to download a mural. Great. Should we take one more question before the use cases?
Sure. Here there's a very interesting question also regarding teams. Which is the best way to manage your team?
Okay, this is a great option to go out and look a little bit at the Mural Dashboard. I'm going to show you how you can manage your teams. So this what we're looking at right now is what we call the Mural Dashboard. You could get here by clicking on the little arrow in the upper left corner of the mural. So the first thing you see here in the upper left is the name of the team that you're currently inside. So right now I'm inside the Mural Workshop team. And then below here I can see a list of all the other teams that I'm currently part of. So I can just click on any team here if I want to go to another team. So inside each team, you have a couple of rooms. So you will have both private rooms and public rooms. So you can think about the rooms as folders inside your teams. So you can think about the team as the head folder, and then the rooms are the subfolders. And inside each of the folders, you can find all the different murals. So each one of the murals corresponds to a room in your team. But let's look at some ways that you can manage your team members. If you are the admin of a team, if you click on the team name up here, when you're inside that team, you will get the option here. First, you can quickly click here to see your team members, but you can also click here to manage the Mural Workshop team. So I'm going to click here. So the first thing I can see here are team settings, and then I can also find the building options here. But then if I click on team members, I can quickly see a list of all the team members in this team. So we have some different privacy options, or permissions as we call them. The different permissions that exist for the different team members are whether they can create rooms. So if you want someone to be able to create a room, you have to give them permission to do so. And I can also remove that permission if I want to. Then I have to give them permission to see the public rooms. I can give them permission to publish templates, and I can also make them team admin, which will automatically assign them all the permissions at the same time. So I can click on this one here to remove the team admin permission for Agustin. And then I can also remove all the other permissions he has here, but if I want, I can quickly take it back again. If you want to remove a user from your team, you can just simply click here, and that will remove the user. If you want to invite team members to your team, you can just click here on invite people, and then you can add their email addresses here. So I could, for example, invite myself. So once I've added my email address here, I can actually manage permissions for the user even before I invite them. So that might be a good option to have more control of the people you try to invite. And this list of team members, you can actually see the members of your murals and your rooms as well. So if you would like to see who's member of your mural, you can click on the arrow beside the name of the mural here. And then if you're the admin or the creator of the mural, you can see the mural members here. So this will take you to a view very similar to the team member list, where you can also manage and see who has access to your mural. Cool. Before we take some more questions, I'm just quickly going to show you some use cases of other murals. Here we have an example of a team ideation mural. So this is similar to the mural that we were just working in. So as you can see here, we have managed to add several different activities to the same mural. So we started by doing a brainstorming session here, and then we continued to do affinity maps. We tried to find common themes in the ideas we brainstormed to get a better overview and see what solutions we should go with. And then at the bottom here, we have a section with the voting results. We copied the voting results and color-coded them just as we did in the exercise before. And then in the bottom left, we have an area for inspiration. Then we also, in the top left here, you can see that we have images of the different team members. So what I would like you to notice on this mural is how right now we're looking at what we call the overview level. So this is when you have about the 10% of the zoom. So this is what we call the overview zoom level. And what you can notice here is that you can read the main title of the mural, Make Remote Teams Feel Closer, but I can also read the titles of the different sections. So I can perfectly read that this is brainstorm, I can read that this is affinity maps, but at this zoom level, it's impossible to see what it says on the sticky notes. So it might be quite tempting to resize the sticky notes and make them bigger in order to be able to read them. I can actually also bring this to the front so I can see it better. But if I start to resize all the sticky notes and make all of the sticky notes bigger, I'm quickly going to run out of space. So I'm using Control-C to make the sticky notes smaller. So rather than resizing everything and making it bigger in order to be able to read, I encourage you to use the zoom. So now I'm zooming into about 50%, which we call the section level. So at the section level, I can actually see somewhat the text on the sticky notes, and I can read the instructions. And if I go even closer, we come to 100%. This is what we call the working level. But I can actually go as close as 200% zoom. So this is the most zoom in we can be. And you can also see now that all images we add to the mural are added in high resolution, so you can perfectly see all the details of the images that you're adding. And the 200% zoom level is also the level where we're working when you're drawing on sticky notes. So you can click on the context menu, you can make a quick drawing here. So once again, I encourage you to go in and practice the zooming and panning to be able to use your murals to the fullest. Next example I would like to show you is an experience map. So in this experience map, you can see how we also managed to fit different activities into the same mural. So we started here to look at creating a stakeholder map. Who are the stakeholders that we should interview in order to put together this experience map? Then in the next step, we went on and created proto-personas of the users that we would like to interview and research in order to create the experience map. Then, before doing the actual experience map, we did some empathy maps where we to empathize further with the personas. And then finally, we created an experience map. So this experience map is actually created out of the different shapes and connectors that we can find here. So I basically just, in order to build this, I basically just drag out a couple of different lines. I can make them larger. And we used a couple of like text tools and titles, and we added some icons to make it more visual. And then in order to create the actual experience map, we've been using both sticky notes to add titles to the different steps of the experience. And then we also could add some images, both images we found on the web, but also images that we've been taking ourselves when making field observations. So Mural is a great tool to make multimedia experience maps for your users. So you can see that on the top of the mural here, we use these ready-made frameworks for empathy maps that you can find here in the left side. So we can actually, the empathy map, you can find it here. So in order to use the framework, you can just drag and drop it to the mural. So a full mural like this that holds different activities, this is what we call a team activity template. So you can build your team activity templates both using the tools available in the mural, but you can also combine it with different frameworks. So I'm just going to go through the two last examples before we move on. So this is an example of a UX workflow that we've been working on in Mural. So first on the top here, we did a quick storyboard draft of the application of the different screens that we will have to design in order to create a full user flow. And then here in the bottom, you can see how we've been adding screens of mobile phones where we've been starting to mock up the actual application. So the mobile phone in the back here is just an image, and then we've been using different text tools from Mural and different icons in order to build the interface. And this is just a simple mock-up, but once you move on and start actually designing the screens in Illustrator or Photoshop, you can actually save them as JPEGs and or PNGs, or add them here in the Mural in order to be able to give feedback on the design. So using the comments in order to give design or feedback is a great way to have the discussion directly on top of the design. And this way make it much easier to follow. So quickly, the last example, this is a mural that we used to do a Lean UX workshop together with Jeff Gothelf, author of the Lean UX books. So in this mural, you can see how we also managed to fit different steps of an exercise into the same mural. And you can also see how we used color code in order to separate the different steps of the activity. And when we created the hypothesis in the end, you can also see how we can follow the categories of the different steps of the exercise in the columns here. So in this example, we actually had people from several different time zones working together at the same time. So combining Mural with the conference call applications like Skype or Zoom or GoToMeeting, for example, can be a great combination to do an online workshop or an online meeting. But then you can use the Mural to make it more collaborative and more visual as well. So now I see that we're running towards the end of the webinar. I just wanted to check in quickly with Grace to see if we had any final question to end with.
Yes, there's a very good question regarding one of our new features, templates by Irene. She's asking, how do you generate a template?
Cool. This sounds like a great question. So if we look at this mural now, we've been adding an area for brainstorming, and then we have an area for voting results and prioritization, and then we actually added a lean canvas as well. So if I would like to create a template for my team, this might be an activity that we do often. So generating a template will make this possible to use for more people afterwards. So in order to generate a template from this mural, once again, you will have to click on the small arrow here besides the mural name. And then you can find here the option Publish as a template. So if I choose this, Publish as a template, I will get a screen here where I can choose the name of the mural. This will be called the Demo Mural Template. It's the same as the name of the mural. And then when I'm done, I just choose Publish this mural as a template. Okay, now I can choose to go to the template. So when you're looking at the mural, you can see that the interface is slightly different than when you're looking at Mural. So for example, you can see here that a template, you can't edit templates, you can only use them to create new murals. So what this means is that the template is not editable. This is the reason why templates can be used to save activities or frameworks that you use often with your team. So in order to use a template to start doing an exercise, I will have to click on this button, Create Mural from Template. And this will generate a copy of this template, but the copy is a mural, so you can continue to edit the mural. I'm going to show you quickly what this looks like from the dashboard. So you can see I'm inside the templates room right now. So here you can see the demo mural template that I just generated. And another way to quickly get started and start using a template as a mural would be to click on the arrow up here. So if you click on this arrow, you can choose Create Mural from Templates. So you can also choose here which room you want to put the template in. You can put it in weekly demos and so on. So once I'm done picking what room I want to put the mural in and maybe changing the name of the template, I can just click Create Mural from Template here. So I would encourage you to think about what activities that you're doing often that would work as templates, and try to create some of your own templates that you can use with your team. We're running towards the end of the webinar now, but finally, before we finish, I just wanted to point out where you can find the help section and the support in case you want to contact us. So when you're inside the mural or out on the dashboard here, in the bottom left of the screen, you can always find the question mark. So if you click on the question mark, you will see this context menu pop up, and in the bottom here, you can first find the help center. So if you click on the help center, you will go to our support section where we have some support articles where you can learn more about Mural and the features. And if you click on contact customer support, you will get in contact with someone from Mural that will help to answer your questions. It will be either me or Grace or Jim or someone else. So please feel free to contact us about any questions. And here on the question mark, you can also find the keyboard shortcuts, and we also have some quick links to some of our most useful articles from the help section. And I would also like to point out our what's new option. So if you click on your avatar, you can see that besides the account settings, we have an option here that's called what's new. So in the what's new section, we will regularly post news about different new features and other cool things from Mural. So with that, I would like to end the webinar today. And as usual, we're recording these webinars. If you would like to go back and watch some features again, you can go to our YouTube channel to find the video. So you can search for Mural at YouTube, and then you will find the video. And if you have any more questions, you're welcome to contact us through the help section. As I pointed out, you can click on the question mark here, or you can send me an email at emilia@mural.co, or you can contact Grace at mural.co or Jim at mural.co. So thank you very much, Grace and Jim, for helping me out with the brainstorm and the questions. And thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you soon again in Mural. Have a great day, and thank you. Bye bye.